How do you ask forgiveness for being part of a system that you didn't create, but from which you benefit? And furthermore, how do you change that system to make it more just? These are some of the questions on my mind this Elul. Recently, I met with members of the Exodus Transitional Community, a reentry program in Harlem, where I met Ramon and Jamel, who had both been incarcerated. They shared their remorse for their crimes and talked about how they had dedicated their lives to helping prevent recidivism in themselves and others. In Maimonides' Laws of Tshuva, of repentance, we learn about the importance of publicly naming the sin you've committed as part of your repentance process. That's a more clear-cut thing to do when you've committed a crime that breaks the law. But what about when your crime is following the law? What about when you're part of a system that's stacked against some and benefits others, and you're one of those others? I'm thinking about how we both name the sin of racial injustice. That means that people of color are much more likely to be part of the criminal justice system. And how we honor the teaching of the Algerian rabbi, Rabbi Laloum, who teaches about Deuteronomy, where we learn don't harden your heart and close your hand to the stranger. He teaches that when you close your hand, you are essentially ignoring structural injustice. All of your fingers seem equal and have equal opportunity. When you open your hand, you are not only being generous to the stranger, but you're also noting that your fingers are of different lengths. They have different advantages. They're not all the same. As I grapple this holiday season with both forgiving and asking for forgiveness, I'm striving to act generously and compassionately as I acknowledge structural injustice. For me at JTS, this has meant working daily to create and nurture relationships with people in the community in which JTS sits, in Morningside Heights and in Harlem. It means building community relationships that put social and economic justice at the center. It means real partnership with the underlying belief that my own humanity is diminished when I live in a world that is unjust. I'm naming racial injustice as a sin of 21st century American life of which I am part. But the response I hope to be part of is one that is graceful, relational, compassionate, and justice-focused.